it's Dale here. Today I'm going to talk to you about fusible webbing. Fusible webbing is basically a sheet of glue on a paper bag. Difficult to show. In Australia and New Zealand it's called Vlisifix. In England it's called Bondaweb, and in America it's called Wonder Under, and it may be something else somewhere else. And it may look different in each country, but it is still a sheet of glue. It's quite widely total, and its job in the past is to bond two things together. So I bonded it's a paper napkin to a sheet of felt. Very firm, you can see it's all stuck, and then you can stitch on it. I don't always like stitching on this because it's thicker than another one that I'm going to show you in a minute. But what we do with it is to make it more exciting, is to paint it. So I think last time I showed you how to paint it on with a runny paint like Dynaflow or sun dye, or you can spray it with any of your sprays you've got, whether they are flat sprays or mica sprays or whatever they are. And the other exciting thing is people will always tell you not to use thick paints because they don't stick so well, but this is actually one of the all-time favourite paints that everyone has ever purchased. This is Lumiere Metallic Gold, and you can see when I paint it on, just very good. I have got water on my brush, how it's much thicker. Now, it's not going to be dry in time to show you what you do with it, but you just let it dry like so, and when it's dry, peel it off and lay it down onto a surface, and you'll get this lovely, it's got because of the mica, it just means you've got this thing. When you've done it all and ironed it onto your surfaces, like so, I've got a little piece of calico here, then you can do something like bonding it laying over the top with a textile medium to stop the glue reactivating, or you can put something like a chiffon, very fine chiffon over the top bond that to it, and then you can stitch it and it'll protect it and protect your iron and so on. So that's one way it's used, and it's just got lovely effects. You can even see through there the subtle, very interesting effects that it has. And if I iron some of this one, which is the Dynaflow one, put that down like so, you can see the lovely shapes and things that it has. And we'll iron that to the surface. And then we want to sew. Maybe it's the heating. We're in Australia at the moment. It's put something sheer over the top, and it protects your sewing machine and all the other things, and the surface, and it won't come off when you lift it. I'll peel it off again because I'll keep that. And of course, what you can do while it's still going, still hot, is to lay the foil, even though it's very hot in here, lay your foil down, heat your surface while it's warm. The foil will stick in places, so you've got that sort of lovely effect too. And that's one of the things about it. So I haven't done it all. You'll see that all I did was just iron it to heat it, just to get it nice and warm. And instead of laying the foil underneath and ironing it again, just put it over it to get some effect. Which makes a lovely surface then to stitch on. Foil is quite versatile. But of course you can also do something quite dramatic, like painting two pieces and trapping a leaf inside. This is a very old one, so it's falling apart. But you can see the painted Vlisifex with a leaf from the garden, and then over the top I've put a little bit of foil. So it makes, you can do that with little pieces and big pieces. That's the back to show you the colour. It was a bluey coloured, painted blue, and that's the side. And then you can stitch that down. Obviously this is, look, about 15 years ago old, so it's falling apart. I haven't done a new one, or couldn't find a new one right then. Now the other thing that I use is instead of using Vlisifex or fusible weaving, I use a product that I have called Gossamer Fuse, which is a very, very fine fusible webbing, and it's really good for when you're bonding two shears together. But if you use it on top of something, like I've put it over the top, if you can see the black here of the top, I'll put a little bit more just down there just to show you. And then you've got that wonderful little texture of colour that's coming of black in there. And again, so it's really good that you can foil over the top. And this is, because it's very fine, it's just one single layer. If you're bonding organzas, can you see how it's like a lacy web or a gossamer web, and I call it Gossamer Fuse. And again, I've used it on the back here of the felt before I've put this on the top. I've used it over the top of this one here on Coonan felt, but over the top of this little picture, so you've got that break-up image there that's happening. And again, over here, just playing around to see how it works, but I love the way that it does this. So that's two sorts of fusible web. That's the normal one. Always keep it in a bag so you know what you've got, because you have so many things. Or this lovely fusible gossamer one, which comes on sheets, and you can see the difference. So I hope that's been of a little bit of use for you today. See you next time.